multiplying a complex number by I. So I'm going to select a new complex number page, and using the point mode I'm going to put in a complex number. Now it's already selected, so if I right click and edit the label, I'm going to call it Z rather than Z1, and then OK. I'm going to put in the modulus, so it's already selected, so I'm going to go to the modulus icon, and then if I drag that over there, I'm going to double click on it. I'm going to edit the label and edit the font and change that to 20 just to make it a bit bigger. And I'm also going to deselect anchor to object. Again, it's selected, or I'll select it again, and I'm going to go to the modulus or the argument icon. And I'm going to allow the reflex, and I'm going to deselect show label. So if I deselect everything and select that label, or select that arc, I'm going to put in a text box with the arguments. I'm just going to change angle into argz equals, and then OK. So if I drag that over to the side. So what happens when we multiply a complex number by I? So if I select Z and I go to the multiply by I icon and I click that, so we've got IZ here. Now if you want to see the angle between the two of them, I'm going to select Z, select IZ. If I right click, I get argument, and I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger, the arc size. I'm going to make it, say, 18, and then OK. So we can see that it's 90 degrees. If I also have a look at the modulus for IZ, so if I select IZ and put in the modulus, and I'm going to drag it over, I'm going to double click on it, deselect anchor to object, and just make the font size a little bit bigger, make it to 20 again, and then OK. OK. So we can see that the two moduli are the same for Z and IZ. Now it's nice to look at complex numbers on a polar grid. So if I select the polar grid, so it puts it on a circular polar grid. Now if I move my complex number around, in fact I can use the tab buttons, the forward and back tabs, to rotate my complex number. Now if I just go to my other page where I put on a little bit more information, so we've got the modulus of the Z and ZI, and we've got argument of the two, and we can see that the argument for IZ or IZ is being rotated 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So the effect of multiplying by I is to rotate my complex number by 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So in terms of the argument, we've got arg of IZ is equal to the arg of Z plus pi by 2. And if we look at what happens to the modulus in fact stays the same. So the modulus of Z is the same as the modulus of IZ. And if we want to look at the algebra for our complex number, so we've got a complex number a plus bi, if we multiply it by I, it becomes minus b plus ai, which again is a anti-clockwise rotation of pi by 2.